All right, let's get started. First of all, I want to thank everybody who registered for our first ever user group for the new virtual system management user group. So a little background, my name is Justin Chalfant. I am currently the founder of Patch My PC. I was a engineer for Microsoft for about 5 years as well, supporting Configuration Manager. As far as the group goes, please make note of the Q&A section. We do have links to a lot of different resources that may be helpful for you. So the first one's going to be our website. So if you're ever kind of curious about the group, want to see what events are coming up, our website is vsmug.com. As far as any content that you're going to see throughout the sessions, we do have a GitHub repository, so you can get there using vsmug.com/GitHub. So you'll be able to find things like PowerPoint for any demo sessions, like for example, Cody and Andrew are going to be talking about configuration items. So any of the demos that they're doing there, you can also find exported configuration items that you can then import. So quite a bit of content you will find within that GitHub repo. So for example, if we go into the event for this month, you're going to see things like the slide decks. Now these aren't final. There will be updated probably later today, as well as a code folder that's going to contain any demo or examples that you're going to see throughout this event. Now, as far as playback goes, so if you weren't able to make this live, we will have this posted on our YouTube channel. So you can get to the playlist for VSMUG at vsmug.com/YouTube, and that's going to directly redirect you to the playlist where all the different sessions are going to be recorded and available for playback. And then finally, if you are on Twitter, you can follow us at V_Smug and be sure to use the hashtag VSMUG for anything that you're tweeting about today's event. Now, as far as the way that we're going to structure this event, we are using a Microsoft Teams live event. So due to capacity, we had about 1,300 people register, and the current Teams meeting limit is about 250. So it's a little bit different than maybe the average webinar, if you will, meaning that you won't be able to come off mute as a attendee. So what we're going to be making use of for any type of Q&A throughout all the sessions is going to be the Q&A feature within the Teams live event. So you can get to that by clicking this icon, and you're going to see a few different things here. You're going to be able to see any questions that you ask. You can either submit that as yourself if you want to use your name, or you can even do it anonymously. Now, if you want to, you can also include things like maybe your Twitter handle, so you can be a little bit more social if you want to include a bit more details about that question. And we might bring up, for example, your image as we're asking those questions to the speakers. Now, in addition to the way that we're doing questions through the live event, we do also have captions available within this live event. So captions, we currently have it available in 7 languages, which is the current limit for Teams live events. So any of the languages listed in the screenshot, you should be able to go and enable captions if you would prefer to listen to it in a different language. So just a little background on the group. So this is our first ever session. So the idea was, things are a bit different with, social distancing and things going on with COVID-19. So what I wanted to do is start a user group that is kind of totally virtual, right? So where you can have a lot of different impact, have, a broader audience, as well as, a good group of speakers I think that we can get by having a remote option for pretty much everybody, speakers, attendees, in the time now where you can't really do a lot of local user groups. So that was the goal of starting this new user group, is really just to make something where pretty much anybody can join and we can share, different things that we know and, within the system management space, and just really help each other is the goal of me starting this user group. Now, as far as growing pains go, so if you guys signed up and you were relatively early within that process, you may have got a text message yesterday morning that said something like, "Reminder, the event is about to start." So we apologize for that. We are going to figure things out and hopefully not have a mistake like that again. But if you got that text, hopefully you got a little laugh. I was on a call with Cody and Andrew, and when I saw that, I was like, "Oh boy, that's not good." So yep, sorry about that. Hopefully that won't happen again, and we'll get things kind of more in a flow. A little bit about me. So I've already mentioned my name here. If you've known me before kind of starting this user group, there's probably a good chance it was from some YouTube guides. So looks like I have a typo there as well. Oh well. But yeah, so I do some YouTube videos, and that's probably how most people in the config manager community may have known me. In addition to kind of that YouTube content, I do also have a blog post. So setupconfigmanager.com. That's where a lot of it's based on like the YouTube videos. It's just got, within each blog post, maybe some additional resources to things like Microsoft Docs, as well as the old TechNet blog from when I used to work at Microsoft as an engineer, supporting Config Manager. So just a little background on me and kind of where I blog out and do community related things. Now, as far as an action item, we'd like to get started with you guys submitting a vote using Microsoft Forms. So if you go to vsmug.com/vote, what's going to happen is you're going to get redirected to a Microsoft form. And if you guys could go and submit that, we would appreciate that quite a bit. So we're basically, trying to get input from all the attendees about how often they would like to see the user group meet. So right now, we're shooting for anywhere from 2 months, 3 months, or every 4 months as far as the meeting cadence go. So just, go do that form and just let us know how often you would like to see, events in the future as far as the cadence goes. Now, as far as, community involvement goes, this is a brand new group. So we're definitely going to be looking for speakers to come out and present within the user group for future sessions. So if you did want to submit a session where you wanted to speak on something, if you go to our website and go to submit a session, you're going to be able to go and submit a session for a potential future session. So we definitely want to get as many people involved within the group as we can, including presenters, people helping to lead it, really anything. So if you want to get involved, whether that's speaking or just helping out the group, feel free to email me, justin@patchmypc.com, or go submit a session if you have something in mind for a future event. As far as introductions go, I think that's pretty much all I had for, just kicking things off with regards to, talking about the new group. So at this point, I'm going to hand off to Cody, Mathias, and Andrew from our team. Now, depending on when you got the agenda, we did have some slight changes in the agenda due to some changes with David James. So the way that we're planning for today is we have Cody and Andrew going first, and what they're going to be talking about is configuration items in Configuration Manager. So just from my experience as a PFE at Microsoft, I think configuration items and baselines and things like that are probably one of the most underused features that I've seen when helping customers and going on site. So they're going to be talking about that. There's going to be a lot of demo here, some good discussion. Be sure to use the Q&A section throughout their session if you have any questions about anything that they're talking about. The second session, we're going to have David James. So that's going to be fully Q&A. So the goal there is just to get a lot of questions and answers from you guys. So what we're going to be doing, depending on when you've registered, if you did it within the last hour or so, you probably didn't get the form. But we had a Microsoft form where you could pre-submit some questions for David. So we're going to be doing a mix of some questions that we already had based on the attendees that registered and submitted a form ahead of time. And then we're also going to mix it up with some Q&A on the actual Teams live questions. So it's going to be full 90 minutes. We're going to just be, talking, asking questions to David James, who runs the engineering team for Configuration Manager. And then the last session of the day, we're going to have Michael Niehaus, and he's going to be talking about things like Autopilot and Intune. So at this point, I will go ahead and hand it off to Cody and Andrew.